Altogether, DARE reached an estimated 50 million students globally. Everyone involved: parents, students, educators, police officers, Congress members, and presidents praised the program as a model of drug prevention. In the 2 decades after its introduction, DARE brought the war on drugs directly into the nation's schools, and education became an additional weapon in the police arsenal. This is the first full history of the DARE program. It traces DARE's rapid growth from Los Angeles to schools across the country, and how, through savvy marketing and public relations, DARE became a cultural icon and symbol of the drug war. More centrally, it shows how the police used DARE in an attempt to legitimize themselves by empowering officers to enter children's lives as teachers, friends, and mentors. In the process, this history reveals that DARE was never solely about drug education, but fundamentally about the expansion of police power and authority in America. If DARE became the darling of drug warriors, it also embodied the drug war's paradoxes. It originated in police failure, but relied on cops as instructors. It hoped to humanize the police while reinforcing a law and order, zero-tolerance message. DARE administrators hoped that a calculated public relations campaign, enlisting athletes and celebrities, alongside the presence of DARE officers in classrooms, would facilitate trust between children and the police. For many students, DARE did just that, getting the zero-tolerance for drug use message into their heads, often with dire consequences. The most high-profile instances occurred when students told their DARE officers about their parents' drug use, which led to the arrest of the child's family members. Through DARE and its infamous question box, where students could provide anonymous information or concerns to their DARE officer, children unwittingly became the eyes and ears of the police. Other students, in contrast, saw through the facade, treating the role-playing and skits where they acted out drug sale interactions as a game to make their friends laugh. The image of 5th graders trying to convince their friends to try drugs, or DARE officers telling young students horror stories exposed, for many, the absurdity of DARE. Finally, and perhaps most notably, for all the political commitment and funding behind DARE, it did not prevent youth drug use. DARE, in turn, became yet another failed police experiment billed as reform that expanded police authority under the guise of prevention. Viewed from a different vantage point, however, DARE was a success. Its near ubiquity in schools, widespread political support, and cultural visibility underscores the ways it normalized the police in all aspects of American life. The intentional use of police officers as instructors aimed to influence young minds to support the police mission and accept cops as common sense in their educational spaces. The ability of the police to refashion their image in the minds of kids, parents, educators, policymakers, and the police themselves was the metric of success. Within the context of a militarized war on drugs on the streets of America's cities, DARE officials hoped to provide a countermeasure to the image of the aggressive cop banging down doors, tearing homes apart, and conducting mass arrests, especially in communities of color. From this perspective, DARE was the solution to problems of law enforcement's own making. Using a law enforcement officer to teach anti-drug education, DARE connected the drug war's soft side of prevention with its hard side of enforcement of drug laws. Quite simply, DARE enabled the police to move fluidly between schools and the streets, and in doing so, shaped policing to this day. Police, drug education, and the carceral state. Examining how seemingly non-punitive institutions, such as schools, became part of the carceral state demonstrates the ways police used anti-drug education to broaden their authority during the Reagan era. Scholars of the war on drugs have focused on policing, punitive policies, and prison expansion. Such an emphasis is important, but leaves the understanding of the scope of the drug war incomplete.